Gloria Brooks here with NatureGlo's eScience. Today I want to talk about how NatureGlo's eScience serves the homeschool community. So in my last video, I shared stories with you about my antics as an 8-year-old girl, learning my way, which included sometimes busting out of the house to enjoy some real-life adventures. Again, realize I don't condone kids breaking out of the house to do things like I did, which was running away to a parade one day when my mother was taking a nap. But that was my experience. Don't tell your kids, okay? So here's what finally inspired me as a young adult to finally break away from the mainstream education system and do what I wanted to do and show the homeschool community that they can do learning their way too. So here is the story behind the liberated learning solution that I offer. So it was the summer of 1997, and I had graduated from Bible college the year before to be a teacher, and I had just completed my first year of teaching. And I was a bit tattered from the growing pains of learning classroom management, keeping up with the demands of lesson planning. I was a natural-born curriculum writer at age 8, remember? If you've watched my videos before. That meant for me as a young teacher staying up many late nights writing fun children's stories integrating Bible and science and language arts. Now hear me on this. I mentioned going to Bible college. However, I'm no longer affiliated with any particular faith. I'm merely spiritual. However, my service to the homeschool community is from a neutral worldview, which means I can serve families from either faith or non-faith-based worldviews. So all of my teaching tools and online unit studies, which are math, art, and natural sciences for kids 10 to 18. They are neutral, and you can apply whatever faith or non-faith belief system you have to them, to the lessons. So my leaving my original faith is not a story that I choose to address here. It's just not really the platform for it. Just know I respect your beliefs, whatever you've chosen them to be. So now let's move on from here. And I'm just really excited to share this with you today. So one day in 1997, I was searching through some old used books at a book rummage sale, or a book sale, used book sale, that one of our missionary pastors, Pastor Mati, a Russian foreign missionary, he was selling these used books. And I stumbled across this tall blue Time Life hardback, very simply entitled Mathematics by David Bergamini. Something about this book called me to open it up. And what was inside really floored me. Page after page revealed math's relationship to the world around us in beautiful and colorful photographs. It revealed the golden ratio, a famed proportion of beauty found in mysterious places such as the Greek Parthenon, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, the Last Supper, and many other places. So the book went on and on, page after page, showing gorgeous connections through photographs, revealing spirals found in the chambered nautilus, well, one spiral, spirals found in sunflower and daisy seed heads, and it showed off nature's beautiful numbers and patterns. And what I saw while engrossed in that book during the 5 minutes I stood there thumbing through it changed my mathematical life forever. It's never been the same. So math was no longer this dry, boring, disconnected subject that it had been for me through grade school and college. It was shortly thereafter an obsession, looking for it like a treasure hunt everywhere around me. But I wanted more information about it than was found in books. And at the time, there just wasn't a whole lot of information about what we call living maths found on the internet today. Which the internet was just getting going in the 90s. So sadly, I couldn't find very much information about the living math than David Bergamini Mathematics book at that book sale had to share. And by the way, that was like the best 50 cents I've ever spent in my life. So for about 2 months after I had bought Mathematics, I scoured the internet and bookstores, thrift stores, libraries, university libraries, looking for more information about the living math. It just became my new obsession. I did find a couple of books, actually, that touched on it at some local thrift stores and libraries, but that was it. and they didn't seem to go in as much depth as the David Bergamini book. Now fast forward to 2003. So by this year, I was burning out as a teacher quickly, and my time was well overdue, and I could barely stand the drudgery and daily grind of grading, testing, compulsory teaching divided subjects. I just wasn't meant for the traditional education setting and model, although I had grown up in it, like most of you watching this video today. And then one day something extraordinary happened. Don Tolman, a health and wellness speaker and K-12 genius educator coach, came to our school that I was teaching at to do a series of seminars. What he taught as teachers was the missing link for me. So I was reintroduced to the living maths through his teaching, nature's numbers, patterns, and geometric shapes, and connection of math with the real world around us. But he did it in such an inspirational way. So much so I found myself outdoors every single day after I taught for 7 hours in the classroom. I would have my little blue Nissan Altima all packed up and ready to go with my hiking gear. My backpack was outfitted with field guides, my first digital Kodak Easy Share camera, which was digital, water, dinner, and a journal with a pencil and colored pencils. The second the school day was out, I raced to my car and took off for any number of local area forest or field hikes with my gear. Now, during each hike, I ravenously looked for nature's numbers, patterns, and geometric shapes like a treasure hunt. For 7 years, from 2003 to 2010, I tirelessly went on daily patterns in nature treasure hunts. With my socks tucked in my pants, got to keep those ticks out on the East Coast, backpack securely on, off I'd go through Elkton, Maryland, and the Newark, Delaware areas, and Rising Sun as well. I used to visit, traversing the natural world looking for my beloved patterns in nature. And I never tired of this activity. I still notice and look for patterns in nature to this day, but that period of my life was my education renaissance. Soon I introduced my math and nature explorations to my students, grades 3 through 5 in the classroom, and we ended up getting outdoors together beyond just recess. We would spend at least an extra hour outdoors in the schoolyard most days of the week. And this was a wonderfully huge transition for my students, since we were typically used to only going outside for 30 to 40 minutes of recess each day. So how did my students respond, you might wonder? They actually kindled to it and loved it. They loved getting outdoors every day. I had them prepare a special outdoor pack with their own water, clipboards, drawing tools, and snacks. Some days we'd stay out for 2-hour stints. Thankfully, my principal gave me such liberties, and I was very fortunate in my educational freedoms, but it still wasn't enough, and it didn't last. Some parents started complaining. Anytime you do something radical, people that are not adjustable to change will have a few things to say, especially in relationship to their kids. So once again, I felt restricted and really annoyed that I couldn't do what I really wanted, which is to be outside all day if I could with the kids. And I just realized I needed to break completely free of all traditional educational restrictions, for I believe that learning could be so much richer for the kids. And this is when I knew I was meant to do the hard thing others in private and public education couldn't do. Make math fun through real-life connections in nature and beyond. In art, through architecture, studying ancient cultures, studying math history, and that's how I came to develop my online course called Math Art, which is a 4-module course. It's a year-long journey. It can be stretched even longer. So my day came when I lost my last private Christian school job in 2010. So the principal told me that I wasn't a good fit anymore, and he was right. I was ready to move on. My heart just wasn't into divided subject teaching, lecture style, teaching to the test. He then handed me a nice severance package, which was the unemployment ticket I needed to do what was really in my heart to do, which was to start my own nature-based program. So I wanted to leave private school teaching for about 3 years previously. I felt restricted, but I didn't know where to go, and the principal gave me the ticket I needed. So I'm going to stop the story there before I get too far ahead of myself. But I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, what I just shared with you. Does this resonate with you? I mean, this whole concept of getting outdoors with camera and notebook in hand, looking at nature's numbers, patterns, and geometric shapes. Does that sound crazy to you, or do you think this is something you and your kids could do to start connecting with math in a fun and living way in your homeschool? So go ahead in the comments, share your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. Also, click the link with this post, and that will take you to my math learning secrets. All of my hard-earned secrets, helping you liberate yourself from math academic drudgery, starting with math and science unit studies, which most kids love science or studying the natural world. So I teach you how to set up your home as like a learning center filled with resources that your kids are hungry to dive into every day. So grab Math Learning Secrets today while the price is this low. I'm not sure how much longer I will be offering at that price. Also, my Geometric Beauty of Snowflakes 3-part unit study, ideally for kids ages 10 to 18. Math Learning Secrets is for pre-K to 12th grade, so it's for all grades. But Geometric Beauty of Snowflakes is suggested for kids 10 to 18. This is an optional add-on. You'll see a toggle button to add that to your order if you so desire. And younger students also can join that course, but they may need some hand-holding from either older siblings or parents. All right, so in closing, I went from a burnt-out, checked-out private elementary school teacher to a ravenous searcher for math, found everywhere from nature's patterns to art, architecture, history, literature, science, and beyond. And I became obsessed with looking for math everywhere around me. And it's my mission in life to share this with you and your homeschool family, starting with my guide, The Math Learning Secrets. It's a quick 40-page read, and it will help you get up and running with learning the 5-pillar secrets that I learned through years of trial and error, and I help you break that down simply with that e-guide. So go ahead, click the link, grab Math Learning Secrets, and I hope to see you on the inside. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Follow me here on YouTube.